So we're back. We're going to jump right into it. We are on episode 2 of the Up to You podcast. We got the co-host, Coach P, Pierre Newton, and then our guest today, Langston Wilson. What's up, man?
What's up?
How's it going? So we're just going to jump into it. That's kind of how we do it on this podcast. So basically what this podcast is about is you kind of telling about your journey, you know, everything that you went through, kind of when you had those up to you moments where you realized it was all on you, had to make it happen. So tell us where you're from. Tell us where you started. Kind of introduce yourself, man.
Langston Wilson, from Philly area, back East Coast guy. You know, kind of how I started. I started in JUCO, to Washington, University of Washington in Seattle. Currently in the transfer portal, figuring out, where my next spot is, my next home. So.
Oh yeah, we're gonna back it up because I did some research, so that we're going through the whole journey, man. So right away, this dude's got a crazy story. So you kind of skipped through. You're like, you went to JUCO, but you didn't play high school basketball.
No.
So talk to us about that. Why didn't you play high school basketball?
So growing up, probably around the age of like 12, 13, I was diagnosed with a heart issue, a medical condition. My dad had a aortic aneurysm, and so luckily he survived. He had 4 open heart surgeries, and then they kind of brought all the kids in just to get genetic testing and things like that. Me being the only one out of my siblings who's really like tall and lanky and just kind of like is the outlier, was the one that they were super cautious with, and super cautious around. I had like a slight enlargement in my aortic valve. And it kept me out of sports all throughout middle school and high school. So basically throughout high school, I was essentially like a team manager. I sat on the bench. I kind of like, was still kind of like a vocal leader for my teammates and things like that, but, was never really able to get out there and play.
So talk to us about that, about how you still wanted to be a part of the teams and stuff like that. Because a lot of kids, if you're like medically cleared not to play, it's pretty easy just to kind of throw the towel in and give it up. So what was that like belief that you still wanted to be around it, or did you have a hope that you'd still play?
Just kind of the person I am. I'm hella stubborn. So like all in all, I just figured, if I just kind of stuck around the game and, gave love to the game, eventually I would get love back. It was just kind of one of them moments and one of them things where you had to kind of just throw your trust in it and go all in on it and be okay with the result that you may not get anything out of it. I always loved basketball, and I like being around it. I like the culture of it. I like the camaraderie, being around my teammates and things like that. And I kind of lost myself and immersed myself within that, just helping people and trying to, live vicariously through my friends and so on at that time that were able to play. So that's kind of where I was at with it.
Dang. And we noticed that through the workouts too, man. You're super vocal, definitely the loudest one talking and things like that.
I got one quick question.
Yeah, for sure.
What was like the background in Philly, like playing basketball, as far as like early stages? Like, how was the environment? How was it? How did it shape you? Your career and kind of your trajectory as a player too.
Kind of my only experience of it was like through like some pickup stuff, like more like towards like after high school, because I took a gap year before I entered junior college, but. Just like being around it and going to the tournaments, they have like the All-City Classic. You have the big AAU programs and Team Final and We Are One and Philly Pride. And just like those open gyms that guys had, Philly is big on the invite-only runs. Yeah. Like you come in and get some bump only if you're allowed to. They don't care, if you're a top high school guy, McDonald's All-American, you know what I'm saying, guy with a bunch of offers or anything like that. But man, all in all, like it's just like really gritty, hard-nosed, blue-collar basketball, man. You gotta love it. Everyone is talking they talk. Everyone is going at everyone. Nobody backs down from anybody, And
we can see that you do that in workouts daily.
And them older guys, man, they don't care, man. Yeah. They gonna foul you hard, and they gonna talk to you even worse.
Yeah. Who was kind of the killer in your city when you were coming up?
When I was coming up, probably Like during like middle school times, it was between Rashid Jordan and Brandon Austin. They was going crazy.
Yeah, Brandon Austin was crazy.
Brandon Austin, like a 6'8", 6'9", like 2 guard.
Yeah.
He got the whole bag, 3-level score, get to the rim, mid range, kill you on the tray ball, like off the dribble package, like all of that. And then Rashid Jordan was his rival. You know, Brandon Austin went to Imhotep, and Rashid Jordan went to Vaux High School. So them dudes had hella crazy matchups, and it was just lit. And then kind of when I got to high school, you know, the killers in the city, probably my freshman year was like Tone Carr, who went to Penn State, Lamar Stevens, who's on the Cavaliers right now, Derrick Jones, you had David Beatty, Big Ernest. Trying to think, like my freshman year, man, that Catholic League was crazy, man. You had them guys over at Archbishop Wood. You had Colin Gillespie, you know, Tyree Pickron. Like there were some dudes in that Catholic League, man.
There were some names.
There were some dudes in that Catholic League, man. Quade Green, like man, like it was like basketball that you like would never have expected to see in the Philly area. I'm talking like high school basketball games and you're coming general admission, getting that $5-10 ticket just to watch, and you walk in and John Calipari, Tom Izzo, you know what I'm saying? Like
real coaches.
Boeheim are all on that baseline, all sitting and talking to each other. Like we talking like blue bloods, all of them. Bill Self, all of them guys are in there watching these guys go at it in the Palestra, at Newman Goretti, at Roman Catholic. Like it's just like that environment, man, was just so crazy. It was so ridiculous.
Seeing that and then knowing that you like medically couldn't do anything, like how was that on your mental?
It was tough. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was an easy thing and that I could just get through it. It was a struggle. Like I fell into depression a lot. You know, I find myself in a constant cycle of kind of falling into depression and, you know, falling into a period of kind of like, why me? Like I felt like I was, you know, able to be so talented, and I felt like I could accomplish all those things. You know, maybe I might not have been able to be a McDonald's All-American per se, but I knew, you know, if I was out there on that court, I knew that I could help my team. I mean, I played on a high school team with Isaiah Wong, who's at Miami right now, Tariq Ingram, who was formerly at Wake Forest but is at Rider, and a Jerry Johnson, who's at Rider, you know, and you kind of add me to that mix, who would have been out of high school definitely like a Power 5 high major guy. Like, man, there's no telling what we could have done. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was hard. You know, it got harder around, you know, basketball season because, you know, when your team fails and you kind of can't do anything to help them, it's hard to know what to say to people. You know, when we lost in the Catholic League championship game to Roman, you know, at the end of the game, and all you're thinking is like, man, like if I was out there, I could have grabbed that rebound, I could have blocked that shot, I could have knocked that 3 down. Like after that game, when your teammates and stuff are crying, you know, because it's over and they done left everything on the court, you know, you kind of get it within your own head, like, man, I didn't put anything on the court. I didn't put any blood, I didn't put any sweat, I didn't put any tears. You know, I was kind of just watching. So, you know, it was definitely tough. You know, I found myself questioning myself multiple times, you know, wondering like, why do I stay around this if it hurts me so much? Why do I like want to be around this? Like, do I really even like want this so bad? So definitely.
That is tough. And another thing, so like I said, I did some research and I saw that during high school games, you can tell me if this isn't true, that you like during halftime you would get shots up or you do some dunks at halftime.
Yeah, like
and people would be
always.
like, who is this dude, man? Why is he not on the court?
Literally, like, why is he not playing like all the time? Because like I would just be bored and everybody would be like, you would do it to, they'd be like, oh, you're just trying to show off. Like, nah, like I genuinely just like having a basketball in my hands in any stretch of imagination or situation. If there was nobody there, I'd be doing the same thing. But everyone always wondered, like, who is this 6'7" athletic, you know, lanky kid? Why isn't he playing? Like, is his grades bad? Can he not do his schoolwork? You know, is something wrong with him? Like, what's going on? Like, why isn't he playing? Like, you know, it was tough for me in high school because, you know, you would come back to class and things like that, and, you know, like, people would, like, I mean, we're high school age kids, bottom line. People would just say hurtful things. You know, you would always experience, like, stuff like you be talking about your teammates like, yeah, like Isaiah was cooking, man. Like we really won that game. And, you know, people want to say little stuff and take little jabs. Like, what do you mean we? Like you didn't play, you didn't contribute, you didn't participate. You know, but like that stuff hurt, yeah, but I never let it, you know, get me out of character. I just always was like, cool, like I get you. Like, you know, I feel like that's probably one of the reasons that, you know, God blessed me with the ability to play this game today, because, you know, he saw, you know, everything that people were saying and understood that, you know, I feel like when the time is right, you're going to prove so many people and so many doubters wrong. So,
yeah, obviously you did that. You're still doing that right now. But after the high school days, you still weren't medically cleared. So what happened after high school? Like, talk us through that process and how you actually got to the JUCO.
Man, I was working. I'm one of the few guys, you know, that's kind of in this basketball thing that can tell you, like, I've really like held down like an actual job, like working 60 hours a week. I worked at a seafood market, so, you know, I was loading and unloading trucks. You know, I was cutting and cleaning fish. You know, working the register, frying fish, peeling shrimp at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, man, like it was rough. It was
so
hard.
At this point, did you give up on hoop dreams?
No, not at all. Like, I mean, it was hard work, but like I would still, like, at this point, like I'm out of high school, so I can kind of like work out and stuff like kind of on my own accord. So, man, I'm leaving work smelling like salmon and shrimp. And I'm going straight. I'm going straight to the park. I'm going straight to the park to just like shoot, to like play threes. I'll play one-on-one with a 6th grader. I don't care. Like, I was just trying to do something. Like, you know, like there were a lot of like people in the city, like a lot of trainers and stuff would work with me, man. And I was paying like at one point, like, man, like probably like $120 out of pocket, like every day, like to try to go work out. You know, after I done worked 10 hours and steel-toed boots.
No, this is really good. I'm so glad he brought this up, because one, I love that you have the work ethic to keep working 9 to 5, knowing that you need money in your pocket to make things happen, make your dreams happen, right? Not waiting for somebody else to give you money or ask your parents for whatever. And you knew that it was a service that somebody was providing you to train you, to come out there to the parks, I'm assuming, right? Parks to train you. And you knew, hey, I need to pay him to make sure that he's at the park waiting for me so I actually can get this work in. A lot of kids nowadays, they want things for free. Even college kids, pro kids, whatever it is, like all these different players want things for free, and nothing's free. And you learned it at a young age.
Yeah, not at
everything
all.
Costs.
Not at all. Like it's a service, and a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people that are receiving things kind of on the end of free, you know, there's a outlying gain in that. Like the money is going to come back in some way, shape, or form. Everyone, you know, thinks so highly of themselves, and I understand your confidence, but at the end of the day, you have to take a reality check and kind of look in the mirror and say, all right, I'm a 2-star kid in high school and I want to get better. Why am I going to the guy that makes pros and saying, I want to work out with you for free? You want one-on-one sessions for free. This guy is help mold NBA guys. You know? Top level college guys. You know,
I love that.
At some point in time, you kind of just got to figure it out. You know, like when you, I feel like when you go about it the right way and you're good with like paying somebody and making sure that their money's straight and making sure that they got money in their pocket, you know, the stuff comes full circle. And that's when you start to experience the, hey, like, I want to just work with you. Don't worry about it. That's when you get to that point. But,
exactly.
You know, you have to be able to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So
everything's an investment.
Facts. So you're still working at seafood market, and you're still obviously hooping. And then all of a sudden you go to a run, and a video clip gets sent to somebody. Is that right?
Yeah. So a little bit before that, there was kind of like some violence started popping off kind of at a high rate.
In Philly?
Yeah, at the crib. So I ended up moving to Atlanta with my sister. First thing I did when I moved to Atlanta, I got another job. I worked at what is it called? And I worked on top of Ponce City Market. It was called, I believe, Skyline Park.
But you got news before you moved out, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't get the
I had
medical
no
news.
idea. So I was working at Skyline Park, and I was picking up trash, working little carnival games, telling kids to not throw pennies from the top of Ponce City Market because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I was basically a janitor.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, and all of you know, like, that's cleaning up after other people, man. That's a tough job to do, even if it's for money. Like, it's just, as far as like pride and things like that, man, like, especially as a man, like a young man at that, 18, 19, it kind of like sets you back mentally. So, you know, I happened to get my routine appointment. It's probably about, I got to Atlanta in March. So this is probably like April, right after my 19th birthday. And then, you know, I got the news that, you know, if I wanted to, I could, you know, pursue basketball activities. And I ain't really had nowhere to go or anything like that. And I remember there was an open run at Norcross High School, Brandon Boston's old high school. And I went to the run and I just threw everything out the window and I hooped, you know, did the things to the best of my ability. Coach there happened to know a junior college coach in the area, more or less. Took a couple clips of me during the run, sent it to the coach. The coach instantly called me that night. I explained to him my situation. The next day, the assistant coach came and got me, and I went up and toured the campus. And before I left campus, I committed on the spot.
Wow. That's a story. That's crazy. Committed on the spot. And then, yeah, take us through that. What happened next?
Before we jump into that, just real quick.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just because I'm a player development coach. I've been around the game. I play the game. How was, like, your skill set at that point? Like, how'd you play? Like, if you could describe your game at that point.
I was so bad.
Yeah?
I was so bad.
That's your first time getting runs.
Yeah, I was so raw. Like, I didn't know really anything about basketball.
Yeah.
Like, I knew how to play pickup. I didn't know how to play basketball. It's a big difference. I was a hooper, and I wasn't a basketball player yet. I really, like, was just, like, athletic, could somewhat hit a three sometimes, could shoot a one dribble pull up.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just kind of out-hustled and out-athletic everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I just played hard as hell. Just played hard as hell.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Like, I didn't try to look cool. If I caught it, I was going to dunk it. I was going to dunk it hard as hell so that everyone in the gym was like, dang, we just dunked that.
Yeah.
And if somebody was going up to dunk it, I was going to do everything in my power to try to block it and bring the ball with me, and I was going to try to block it as hard as I can. Or if somebody's going up for a weak layup, I'm going to try to block the ball into the top of the stands. Like, if there was a loose ball, I'm diving on it. If there's a screen to set, I'm hitting somebody. Like, man, I was just super, just like, man, I just got to do every little thing. Like, my game was raw. Like, it wasn't defined. I didn't have a position. I wasn't a 5. I wasn't a 4. I wasn't a 3.
You were
active.
Active.
And played hard. My position was
wing.
My position was play hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call myself a wing at that point. I couldn't put the ball on the floor. I would have tripped over myself. My position was play hard.
Play hard. Love that. It's a skill set, though.
100%.
It's a skill set. And you learned it through working those jobs.
Literally. Literally.
Even the people that do have defined, they miss out on that piece, and that just kills them. But then you get to the school, and then, you start playing. Talk about that. Like, you're getting on campus, Jersey. It's kind of your first team environment. Like, what was the mental going on and all that?
I mean, I was just like, you know, it didn't really hit me until the first game. Like, we had, like, all of our summer workouts and all of that stuff, and, you know, had, like, our jamborees, which is, like, our preseason tournaments. It's, like, almost like being at, like a high-level AAU event. Like, my first jamboree, there was 150 coaches there.
Jeez.
A guy that played for a school in my league, Justin Johnson, he's leaving Texas Rio Grande Valley right now, averaged, like, 20-some a game. Like, he had just decommitted from Nevada. And I remember walking in, and they were like, oh, yeah, that's the guy that plays in our league. And he's warming up and on the baseline. Oregon, New Mexico, South Carolina, Florida, Texas.
Schools,
like, you name it. They were on that baseline.
Yeah.
At a JUCO event? Georgia. Like, half the SEC's in there.
Yeah.
Half the Pac-12's in there. Like, 7 Big Ten schools in there. ACC.
Unreal.
Like, I'm talking Virginia, Notre Dame. I'm talking, like, schools. Like, we're talking, like, national championship winning and contending type schools like Virginia Tech, all of them baseline lined up all around the court, man.
Sheesh.
And I'm just looking and I'm like, dang.
It's real
And
deal.
then for Justin's second game, so Jamborees, is usually play a game, sit a game, play a game. So we played our first game. I wasn't really paid attention to how many coaches were there or anything, man. It was kind of like my first action at like 4 or 5 points. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy like Jamboree, so, you know. And then the second game, I remember there was a big kid who went JUCO. He was can't remember his name. Not Cho Mario. His name was it was something. He originally went to Rhode Island, and he redshirted there. 6'11", wing, like legit. He originally went to Rhode Island. He decommitted, went JUCO, went to Chipola. They were playing. I believe it was. I think it was. It was them versus I think Eastern Florida or Tallahassee, who had like four D1 transfers. We're walking in that gym. It's like we're in Orlando at the event center, so it's bing bing bing, coach. Like 7 courts, then their court completely surrounded. Like you couldn't get through the crowd. Probably every Division I coach in the country, probably about 5 or 6 NBA teams.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Like legitimate NBA teams in there.
At a JUCO event.
At a junior college event.
Yeah.
Man,
Don't
and I ain't
sleep on
never.
JUCOs.
I'm thinking I'm tall and I can move a little bit.
Don't sleep on JUCO.
Does not
Man,
matter where
for
you
real.
go. It doesn't
Man,
matter
for
where you
real.
go. They will
Man,
find you.
for real. They put on those events. Shout out to JUCO Advocate and Brandon Goebel and them boys, man. They be doing their thing with them events, man. But I'm thinking I'm tall and I can move a little bit. This kid's 6'11", first play of the game. Transition, catch it on the wing. Jab, one dribble, step back. Bow, 3 ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, what? Come down the court. Buddy goes up for a layup. Pins it off the glass. Gets the rebound. Pushes it full court. In and out. Cross. Cross back. Down the lane. Boom! I'm like, oh! This something serious.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get my act together. So boom, man. Going on, man. That JUCO event ends. Like I do all right. I got my first offer from Alcorn State HBCU. Shout out Coach Davis. Then we go to Tallahassee. Tallahassee Jamboree is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, crazy. Every major school in like the Northeast, Southeast, and even in the Midwest. There was some Texas schools up in there that drove to Tallahassee, Florida for this event. Man, so we thinking it's all cool. We're like, we get down there. It's FAMU's homecoming. So my JUCO coach is close with the FAMU coach. So we go around, man, go like look around the homecoming. They show us like the gym and all of that stuff. Like cool. Next day is game time. At this point, like I done seen the first one. I'm like, man, I don't want to talk to no girls. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going to sleep so I can wake up, walk in the gym. We playing the main gym second game, Northwest Florida. Northwest Florida was, I think they were ranked 10th in the country at the time.
Yeah.
First ranked matchup.
Shout out my boy Kayshawn Pryor. That's his school. Northwest Florida. He was just there, just committed to South Florida.
Heard
a couple
you.
days ago.
Heard you. So, boom, played Northwest Florida. He might not like me. We did them dirty. Boy. Walked in we just got a new coach at Highlands. The old coach had left and went to Gulf Coast State. But the old coach, you know what I'm saying, like 7 league titles,
Yeah.
Final Four at Hutch multiple times, Sweet 16 multiple times, legendary. So Coach JJ's first year head coach, everybody, we unranked, you know what I'm saying? Apparently we brought in a bunch of nobodies. But boom, walk in the gym, Florida State, Florida. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Virginia Tech,
Yeah.
South Carolina, Jacksonville State. Like, I'm talking like, and that's just off the walk-in.
Mm.
Whole gym's packed, though.
Mm.
Tallahassee just got finished playing. So they the home school. But everybody's staying for this Northwest Florida game because Northwest Florida and Tallahassee, you feel what I'm saying? And Florida JUCOs, they have like a state tournament. So all them teams see each other. You know what I'm saying? So boom, we warming up. Northwest Florida got kids dunking and doing all types of crazy stuff. So we start dunking or whatever. Gym just getting loud. Boom. Game start. I'm starting. So boom, win the tip. We going back and forth. And then like I'm playing and I'm like, damn. This dude was D1 already. I don't think he liked that for real.
Yeah.
I remember boom, like pick and roll, caught her on the wing, like jab, spin move, got a layup. Cool. Remember one buddy got a transition break. Think I was doing a dribble handoff. I ain't really know how to do no dribble handoff though. I was doing a dribble handoff. Try to hand it off. Somebody stole it. Buddy thought he was gonna get a dunk. Just run him down. He go up with 2. I go up with 2. Clean it, glass it. Whole gym go crazy. I'm not knowing what the hell. I'm just like, yo, I'm just playing hard.
Yeah.
Whole gym going crazy. Like, I got the ball. I'm looking. You see coaches.
Yeah.
Boom. So that jamboree ends. Fast forward, first game of the season, we playing. I had 11 and 12, I think. First game, I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
First game, I checked in. I ran to the corner and shot a 3. My coach was like, hey, don't do that shit no more. Don't do that no more. But after that, my freshman year, like I was having a good freshman year. You know, I averaged 10 and 10. You know, like 2 blocks a game, like 2 steals. You know what I'm saying? I had solid stats, but you know, high major schools and big schools and stuff were calling, but never really heard from them like that. You know what I'm saying? They would call my coach, never would hear from him. Freshman year finishes, I got like 6 offers. I'm like, man, I'm about to commit to one of these mid-majors. Like,
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? COVID hit.
Yeah.
Boom. So, shit, during COVID, like probably like 3 weeks into COVID, get my first high major offer, University of Maryland. Boom. University of Maryland offer, I go to sleep because I was out back shooting. Like we had bought a court from Walmart because COVID. I'm still down at the JUCO. Me and like 2 guys. I couldn't go home. My dad had the heart issue. I didn't want him to get sick while I'm still trying to get my basketball in. I'm going outside and stuff. Boom. So go to sleep at the Maryland offer me. I wake up. I done got 10 offers overnight. Like crazy. Like I'm waking up and now Oregon, South Carolina, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got schools now. Like, I'm talking like schools with a resume.
Bugs are going crazy.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
the bugs is going OG right now. The flies,
I don't know about y'all,
the flies is flying right now for
We're all
sure.
just like
Flies is flying right now for sure. But boom. And mind you, it's COVID, so I'm doing all types of random stuff to try to stay in shape. I'm lifting my bed frame.
Yeah.
I'm doing push-ups with the weight vest. I'm going on runs. Like, now I ran 8 miles.
Yeah.
I'm running around probably parts of town I probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
I'm running through them. You feel me? So I'm doing all types of stuff to just try to, like, you know what I'm saying, stay in shape, stay right. I'm going to the park to shoot around and work out and all that. We get to the end of the summer. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm number 2 junior college player in the country. Number 1 in my position. Got 50-some offers. You know what I'm saying? So
in a matter of like not even 2 years, you go from about 2-3 years, you go from high school manager to 50 high major offers.
literally.
That's fucking crazy.
Literally. Like, and I grabbed a blue blood. Kansas offered me in August. Boom. So then we go to the JUCO All-American camp. Everybody, I guess people thinking like, he number 2 player in the country. He finna think this is just, I'm like, nah, like I ain't find my school yet. I'm still trying to get some schools, boy. You tripping. Man, I go in there, dog. I'm locked in.
Killing.
First game, transition, steal, windmill. Boom. Like, second play of the game. Right after that, get a rebound, dunk. Boom. Straight down the middle, dunk. Boom. Like, I'm going off. Like, I'm in my bag the whole time. Boom. Second game, I'm tired. I'm chilling a little bit. I let my man's Chris and my point guard Kai, he just finished up in Norfolk State. He was hot. I'm like, get off. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Boom. Third game. It was a big, like, European guy, like a big, like, real fundamental. He was nice, but like he got the hitting with the post work. He was heavier than me. He had more weight on me at this point. I'm like 170 for like legit 170. So boom, he put a move on me, and thing hit a jump hook. That he too little. He not like that. Yeah. I'm like, he not what? All right, cool. Next play of the game, catch, in our cross, jab, spin move, lay him off, get the ball back, dunk, get the ball back, dunk. And they sub me out. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So then, boom, we go into the top 20 game. Top 20 game. Boom, get to that John. Off rip, I'm like, yeah, I'm finna be tripping. Like, I'm not about to here to play with none of these boys. Off rip, like third play of the game. L. Ellis, me and him were like always like fighting for like the number 1, number 2 spot in JUCO point guard. We was on the same team. L, boom, get a steal, transition, throw me the ball on the break. Boom, catch it, 360. Boom, third play of the game. I'm talking crazy. I'm like, yeah, like what?
Yeah.
So boom, L come down, go for a layup, ball come off the rim. I grabbed the rebound. I ain't take a dribble, none. I just caught it and jumped. Boom! Whole gym going crazy. Whole gym going crazy. L come down, catch a dunk. Boom! Other man's come down, hit a 3. Somebody else come down, catch a putback. Boom! So boom, JUCO camp ends. That's when I grabbed West Virginia had offered me. So I had West Virginia. I had like a good amount of schools. Then it get around like decision time. You know, I dropped my top 10 and then originally decided to roll with Alabama. I remember I committed October 18th, 2021. Or no, October 18th, 2020 is when I committed.
Alabama, and then I saw that some other people committed there. You decommitted.
Mm-hmm.
Then you chose Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And then just give us a quick brief through of like, we don't need to go in detail about Washington and how that experience was and all that.
I mean, I hold no ill will, man. That's the thing, though. Like, I went into Washington not knowing how to play basketball. I went there as a hooper, and I'm leaving as a basketball player, and I'm leaving as a man with a degree as well. You know, like, it's just
that's a lesson in itself.
Nah,
Instead of
seriously
being bitter
though.
and just being
Seriously though, like what people don't understand is like, I can call Coach Hop right now and ask him for anything. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because the basketball side of things may not have gone how I may have wanted it, the life side of things definitely went how I've wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I became a man. Like I matured, and I had a positive impact on the community and in the athletic department as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know whenever I go back there, step foot on that campus, you know what I'm saying? You know, people know who I am and people know, you know, I've made a positive impact on other people's lives. You know, I went there and, you know, I could have said, you know, my basketball situation is bad and that sometimes I wanted to, but at the end of the day, if I want to help somebody, I'm going to help them, man. I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, what if my junior college coach is having a bad day? I mean, I want to help this kid. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it in that light, man. And I look at it like, man, it's 13 scholarship guys on the roster. Yeah. You can only play 5 guys at a time. Mm-hmm. It's 40 minutes in a game. As a player, you go be a coach and have to deal with that. It's tough.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard.
It's tough.
Very hard.
It's tough.
It's very hard. One of the hardest professions to be in.
Exactly. And I know, like, there was no lack of talent, a drop off of talent when it came to me. You know what I'm saying? But on that 13-man roster, man, that's why so many people in the transfer portal. Somebody got to take a back seat. Somebody gonna have to take a sacrifice. And as unfortunate as it is, that's just the reality of it. Yeah. You know, if you're gonna sit and dwell on it and be upset at it, and man, F them, and I hate them, and I don't ever want to talk to them again, man, that ain't worth it. You're killing your time, killing your energy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, find yourself a better situation and just show them, like, hey, man, like, you know what I'm saying? My actions speak louder than my words. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Seattle ain't finna be somewhere I'm just finna stay away from and hide from. You know what I'm saying? I still played in the Pro-Am out there, like, did my work out there, put some people in the rim out there. Like, that community know I can hoop. Yeah. They know I can play. So at the end of the day, you know, it might not have worked out as I may have wanted at the University of Washington, but I got what I needed from the University of Washington at the same time. I had coaches that cared about me, coaches that love me to this day. If I call them and text them about anything, they're going to make sure I'm straight. And I got coaches that were on my ass. Coach Pondexter was on my ass every practice, and it made me better. Coach Jones was on my ass every practice, and it made me better. If I had a good practice, he wouldn't say, damn, you was killing today. He was like, damn, where that shit been at all year? Yeah. Bottom line, where it been at all year. Yeah. And it made me better. So I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even upset at it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, I'm finna get a degree from the University of Washington.
Stamped. That's big time.
I'm from, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm about to get a degree from.
Yeah.
Like, man, what?
Different.
Solid. So to wrap it up, man, give us obviously the last month we've been working with you every morning, seeing the grind. I know before this podcast we talked about some of your interests and stuff like that, but kind of tell us what's next. Yeah, man, whatever you want to say.
I mean, like for me right now, I'm just kind of in a transitional period, so I'm kind of trying to figure some things out, take some visits. Probably the top schools I'm considering right now: Purdue, Fort Wayne, Texas, Arlington, Southern Illinois. I'd say probably outside of those schools, Jacksonville State, and
you got a timeline and a decision?
I'm gonna probably like the next like week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, like try to get this done and get it figured out so I can really lock in and focus on.
This was recorded on May 2nd, just so we got a timestamp.
Bet.
May 2nd. Things
May
can change
2nd.
real quick.
May 2nd,
real fast.
May 2nd, man. May 2nd, man. So,
but yeah, there it is, man. Episode 2, Up to You podcast. Langston, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys for having me, man. Come on.
We're out of here, man.